Welcome to English Now. I'm thrilled you're here. Today, we're diving into a step-by-step English session designed specifically for learners who already speak English but want to reach the next level of fluency. In this video, we're going to practice shadowing and listening in a simple, effective way. Here's how it works. I'll speak short sentences clearly and at a natural pace. Your goal is to listen carefully, repeat exactly what you hear, and match my pronunciation and intonation. This isn't just about repeating words. It's about training your ear, mouth, and brain to think and speak in English naturally. We'll start with daily conversation phrases that you can use immediately. Listen first, then repeat. Don't worry if it feels challenging at first. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Pay attention to the rhythm, stress, and flow of each sentence. After that, we'll move to slightly longer sentences and short dialogues. These are designed to help you connect ideas smoothly and sound more confident in real conversations. I'll guide you through each phrase, and you'll have time to repeat and internalize it. Next, we'll focus on tricky pronunciation points and subtle nuances that native speakers use naturally. This is where shadowing really shines. By mimicking these sounds, your English will start to feel much more fluid and precise. We'll also include listening comprehension exercises. I'll speak a short story or example, and your task is to follow along, shadowing every word. This trains your brain to process English in real time, which is crucial for fluency. Now, let's warm up with a few simple sentences. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Good morning. How are you today? I'm feeling great, thank you. And you? What did you do over the weekend? I went to the park and enjoyed the sunny weather. Keep repeating each sentence, focusing on matching my intonation exactly. Remember, it's not just words, it's about sounding natural. Next, we'll practice slightly longer sentences. Listen and repeat after me. I really enjoy learning English because it opens up so many opportunities. Even when it's challenging, I know that consistent practice will make me better. Shadowing every day, even for just a few minutes, can dramatically improve your fluency. Notice how each sentence flows naturally. Try to connect the words smoothly as if you were speaking to a friend. Now, we'll move on to a short dialogue practice. I'll play both parts first, then you'll shadow each line. Hey, did you watch the new series last night? Yes, I did. It was amazing. What about you? I started it, but I need to catch up. Everyone is talking about it. Don't worry, you'll catch up quickly. It's really entertaining. Repeat each line, matching my speed and tone exactly. The goal is to train your mouth and brain to think in English automatically. Next, let's focus on pronunciation nuances. Pay close attention to these subtle sounds. The thought of traveling excites me. She's reading through the entire book carefully. Could you please tell me the correct address? Shadow each sentence, noticing how your mouth moves differently for tricky sounds like R and L. Now, let's practice listening comprehension with shadowing. I'll say a short story slowly at first, then at normal speed. Last weekend, I visited a small town near the mountains. The air was fresh, and the scenery was breathtaking. I walked along the river, taking pictures and enjoying the peaceful environment. Later, I tried a local cafe where the coffee was delicious and the atmosphere was cozy. Listen carefully, then repeat every word exactly as you hear it. Focus on intonation and natural pauses. Next, I'll read the same story at a normal conversational speed. Your goal is to shadow in real time, keeping up with the flow and rhythm of natural speech. Last weekend, I visited a small town near the mountains. The air was fresh and the scenery was breathtaking. I walked along the river, taking pictures and enjoying the peaceful environment. Later, I tried a local cafe where the coffee was delicious and the atmosphere was cozy. Keep repeating until you feel comfortable. Shadowing at normal speed is challenging but extremely effective for fluency. Now, let's practice a few advanced sentences and idiomatic expressions. Listen and repeat carefully. Barking up the wrong tree won't get you any results. Break the ice by starting with a friendly question. Don't put all your eggs in one basket when making decisions. Notice the rhythm and emphasis in each idiom. Shadowing idiomatic expressions helps you sound like a native speaker. We'll continue building on this with more dialogues, short stories, and tricky pronunciation exercises in the next section. Perfect. Let's continue. Now, let's practice longer dialogues. Listen and repeat, focusing on intonation and rhythm. Hi, Sarah. How have you been? I've been good, thanks. Busy with work, but enjoying it. How about you? Pretty much the same. I've started taking evening walks to relax after work. That sounds great. I should try that too. Next, practice questions and responses. Excuse me, could you tell me where the nearest subway station is? Sure. Go straight for 2 blocks, then turn left. Thank you. You're welcome. Now, a story-based shadowing exercise. Yesterday, I went to the local farmer's market. The stalls were full of fresh fruits and vegetables. I sampled homemade bread and jam. People were chatting, children laughing, and musicians playing in the corner. It felt lively and joyful. I bought some tomatoes and apples before heading home. Repeat slowly, then at normal speed, matching intonation and flow. Next, advanced connectors. On the other hand, I prefer staying home when the weather is bad. In addition, learning new phrases every day helps fluency. However, practicing consistently is important. Moreover, shadowing native speakers trains your ear. Now, longer sentences. While it may seem difficult at first, consistent daily practice makes your speech sound natural. By focusing on details like intonation and pauses, you can improve fluency. Every time you shadow, you train your brain, mouth, and ears to speak naturally. Next, conversation simulations. Hey, are you coming to the meeting later? I'm not sure. I might have to finish work first. What about you? I'll be there, maybe a few minutes late. Can you start without me? Sure, no problem. I'll fill you in when you arrive. Idioms and phrasal verbs. Don't give up even if it's tough. She ran into an old friend yesterday. I need to catch up on emails before the meeting. He figured out how to fix the problem. Now, a narrative exercise. Last summer, I traveled to the mountains with friends. We hiked for hours, enjoyed the views, and gathered around a campfire at night. The stars were bright, and the experience felt magical. We returned home feeling relaxed and happy, expressing opinions. Learning English is a lifelong journey. Practicing daily is key. Shadowing native speakers helps you sound natural. I prefer listening first, then repeating, which trains ear and pronunciation. Dialogue with connected ideas. Have you tried cooking a new recipe? Yes, I tried making sushi. It was challenging but fun. How did it turn out? Surprisingly well. I learned a lot step by step. Advanced sentences. Although the task seemed overwhelming, breaking it into steps made it manageable. Focusing on one step at a time maintained motivation and reduced stress. Consistent practice, patience, and careful listening are keys to fluency. We'll continue with more shadowing and dialogues next. Let's continue with shadowing and listening practice. First, a daily conversation scenario. Hi, John. How was your weekend? It was great. I went hiking with my family. How about yours? Pretty relaxing. I watched a few movies and read a book. That sounds nice. Did you try any new activities? Yes, I joined a painting class. It was challenging but fun. Shadow each line, focusing on natural intonation, pauses, and word linking. Next, expressing preferences and comparisons. I prefer traveling by train because it's more comfortable. Compared to flying, it's slower but more enjoyable. Trying different modes of transportation broadens your perspective. Now, a short story. Last month, I visited a small village near the coast. The streets were colorful and I walked along the beach. Fishermen prepared their boats, and the smell of fresh seafood filled the air. I explored shops, took pictures, and watched the sunset on the pier, feeling relaxed. Repeat slowly, then shadow at normal speed, matching intonation. Questions and responses. Can you recommend a good restaurant nearby? There's a great Italian place 2 blocks away. The pasta is amazing. Thanks. I'll check it out tonight. You're welcome. Try the tiramisu, it's delicious. Idioms and phrasal verbs. After a long day, I like to kick back. She ran into an old friend at the bookstore. We need to figure out a solution before the meeting. Don't put off tasks until the last minute. Dialogue with multiple ideas. Have you tried learning a musical instrument? Yes, I started playing the guitar last year. It's challenging but rewarding. That's impressive. How often do you practice? About 30 minutes every day. It helps me improve gradually. Story-based shadowing. Yesterday, I visited a botanical garden. Flowers were in full bloom, and I walked along paths listening to birds and observing butterflies. Some people sketched, others relaxed. I spent hours exploring, taking pictures, and enjoying the vibrant beauty around me. Complex sentences. Although it seemed difficult at first, I managed the project by breaking it into smaller tasks. By focusing on each step and staying consistent, I achieved better results. Practicing English daily with listening and shadowing improves fluency over time. Dialogues with natural interruptions. Did you enjoy the conference yesterday? Yes, it was informative. I learned a lot about new technology trends. That's great. Did you meet interesting people? Definitely. I exchanged contacts with a few experts, useful for future projects. Idioms and expressions. Let's call it a day and continue tomorrow. She spilled the beans about the surprise party. Sometimes, you have to bite the bullet. Keeping an open mind helps you learn from every experience. Story-based shadowing with emotion. Last Friday, I attended a live music concert. The atmosphere was electric. The band played hits flawlessly. I danced, clapped, and sang, feeling immersed. By the end, I was exhilarated and grateful for the experience. Expressing opinions and recommendations. I recommend reading books in English to improve vocabulary. Listening to podcasts and shadowing helps internalize natural speech. Combining reading, listening, and speaking daily accelerates fluency. We'll continue with dialogues, stories, and advanced shadowing exercises next. Let's continue with shadowing and listening practice. Conversation at a coffee shop. Hi, can I get a cappuccino, please? Of course. Any syrup? Vanilla, please. And a croissant. Sure. Ready in a few minutes. Receipt? No, thank you. Card. Shadow each line, focusing on natural intonation and contractions. Expressing opinions. Learning a second language opens many opportunities. Practicing daily is more effective than occasional intensive study. Shadowing native speakers improves pronunciation and listening. Short story. Last Sunday, I went to the city park. Families had picnics, children played, and musicians performed. I walked, observed flowers, and stopped at a cafe for coffee. By evening, I felt relaxed and inspired. Advice dialogue. Tips for improving spoken English? Shadow short conversations daily. How long each session? Even 10 minutes consistently works. Idioms and phrasal verbs. Take the plunge and start your business. He ran out of time. Don't forget to back up files. Dialogue with multiple ideas. Tried the new restaurant? Yes, food was excellent, service-friendly. Any dessert? Chocolate cake, delicious. Story-based shadowing. 2 weeks ago, I joined a painting workshop. We experimented with techniques and displayed our work. The experience was relaxing and inspiring. Expressing opinions. Consistent practice is key to mastering English. Combining listening, speaking, and shadowing accelerates fluency. Real conversations help you sound natural. We'll continue with stories, dialogues, and advanced shadowing next. Let's continue with more shadowing and listening practice. First, a daily conversation scenario at a bookstore. Hi, do you have the latest novel by James Patterson? Yes, it's right over here. Would you like me to reserve a copy for you? That would be great. Thank you. You're welcome. Enjoy reading. Shadow each line, focusing on natural intonation and smooth transitions. Next, we'll practice expressing opinions about hobbies. I really enjoy painting because it helps me relax and focus. In my opinion, playing a musical instrument improves both creativity and discipline. Personally, I prefer outdoor activities as they combine exercise and fresh air. Repeat, paying attention to stress and rhythm. Now, a short story-based shadowing exercise. Last Saturday, I went hiking in the nearby hills. The trails were surrounded by tall trees and colorful flowers. Birds sang as we walked, and the air was fresh and crisp. I stopped by a small stream to rest and enjoy the scenery. At the summit, the view was breathtaking. I felt energized and proud for completing the hike. First, repeat slowly, then shadow at normal speed. Next, let's practice giving advice and suggestions. How can I improve my vocabulary quickly? Try reading daily and noting down new words. Use them in sentences. That makes sense. How long should I practice each day? Even 15 minutes consistently is very effective. Shadow each line, noticing contractions and natural phrasing. Now, idioms and phrasal verbs. After a long day, I like to wind down with a good book. She ran into her childhood friend unexpectedly. We need to figure out a solution quickly. Don't put off important tasks. Repeat carefully, focusing on stress and rhythm. Next, a dialogue with multiple connected ideas. Have you ever tried learning a new language? Yes, I started learning French last year. It's challenging but rewarding. That's impressive. How do you practice? I watch videos, listen to podcasts, and speak with native speakers regularly. Shadow each line, paying attention to natural flow and pauses. Story-based shadowing with emotions. Last month, I visited a small coastal town. The streets were colorful, and the market was lively. I tasted local dishes, walked along the beach, and watched the sunset. The waves were calm, and seagulls flew overhead. I felt peaceful and inspired, taking in every detail. Repeat slowly, then shadow at normal speed. Next, advanced sentence structures with connectors. Although it rained all morning, we went hiking and enjoyed the fresh air. Because I practiced pronunciation daily, my accent improved noticeably. Even though the project seemed complex, breaking it into steps made it manageable. Shadow until you can repeat comfortably. Now, dialogues with polite requests and responses. Could you help me with this presentation? Of course. Which part do you need help with? I'm having trouble with the introduction. No problem. Let me guide you step by step. Shadow naturally, focusing on intonation and politeness. Idioms and expressions in context. Let's call it a day and continue tomorrow. She spilled the beans about the surprise party. Sometimes, you have to bite the bullet. Keeping an open mind helps you learn from everything. Next, story-based shadowing with descriptive imagery. Yesterday, I explored a botanical garden. Flowers bloomed in vivid colors, and butterflies fluttered around. I walked along winding paths, listened to birds singing, and observed people sketching or relaxing. The atmosphere was serene and inspiring. I spent hours exploring, taking photos, and enjoying the calm beauty. Now, expressing opinions and giving recommendations. I recommend practicing shadowing every day for fluency. Listening to native speakers and repeating improves pronunciation. Combining reading, listening, and speaking daily makes learning more effective. Finally, a short dialogue about planning a weekend. Do you have plans for the weekend? Yes, I'm visiting a new art exhibit downtown. That sounds fun. I might join you if it's okay. Of course. Let's meet at 2 p.m. near the entrance. Shadow each line, focusing on smooth flow and natural pauses. Remember, consistent practice with listening, shadowing, and speaking is the fastest way to improve fluency. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more English practice exercises.